You're a finance lead or a developer in UAE. You had just sent your invoice to a buyer. Now, your ERP team and tax advisors are asking, did it go through the right network? Is this even Peppol compliant? That's exactly what PINT-AE is here to fix. In this video, I'll break down what PINT-AE is and why it is important for UAE businesses and how it ties to the Federal Tax Authority's e-invoicing rollout. Whether you're building APIs or making sure your company stays compliant, this will give you a clear view of how PINT-AE brings together automation, tax rules, and global standards. PINT-AE is the Peppol International Billing Module that is customized for the UAE. It's the official format defined for e-invoices and credit notes under the UAE's National E-Invoicing Program. Technically, it's the local version of global PINT model that is adapted for UAE's VAT laws. But functionally, think of PINT-AE as the blueprint. It tells software vendors, service providers, and businesses how to build and send an invoice that is legally valid, tax compliant, and Peppol compliant in UAE. If you want to send your first invoice through the Peppol network, check out our video where we have simplified it for you. So instead of inventing your own format or playing catch up with the last minute tax rule changes, PINT-AE gives you a shared standard that the entire ecosystem follows. Before PINT-AE, invoice exchange in UAE was a free for all. Different vendors had their own formats. Some used unstructured PDF, others tried custom XML schema, and that created a lot of frictions. You couldn't guarantee that an invoice would be understood by the recipient system or carry valid UAE VAT details or be compliant with audit and archiving rules. And most importantly, you couldn't automate validation, reconciliation, or reporting. There's a problem for businesses that are trying to scale. With UAE pushing towards real-time invoice clearance and digital reporting through Peppol, the old way of handling invoice is inefficient. That's why PINT-AE matters. So what happens when you issue a PINT-AE invoice? Let's break it down. The supplier, your business, would create a tax invoice using the PINT-AE format. The invoice is sent through the Peppol network to the customer, that is the buyer. Then the buyer's system receives the invoice and performs the automated checks. From there, three things can happen. Full approval. The invoice is valid, matched, and sent for payment. Rejection. The invoice has critical errors and the buyer rejects it directly. Dispute. Some values are incorrect. The buyer requests for a correction. In both rejection and dispute cases, you must issue a formal credit note using the correct PINT-AE document structure. Unlike in some other systems, you cannot send negative invoice in UAE. The law mandates a separate credit note, complete with the reason code for every adjustment. This system helps with the buyers, sellers, and regulators trace every change in structured, auditable way. Now, you might be wondering, what's exactly in the PINT-AE invoice? Every PINT-AE must include the seller's TRN, which stands for Tax Registration Number, name, and the addresses of buyer and seller, payment instructions, VAT breakdowns, references to contracts, POs, or prior invoices, and for special scenarios like free zones, e-commerce supplies, or exports, PINT-AE uses an 8-digit binary flag called as the Profile Execution ID. Each position in this flag corresponds to a unique VAT scenario. For example, if you're invoicing under the continuous supply rule, the fifth digit is set to 1 and the rest would stay as 0. Now let's talk about invoices and credit notes. PINT-AE distinguishes between them. Invoice, that is the standard VAT invoice, has a code 380. Credit note, a formal reversal document, has the code 381. Out-of-scope invoice, that is used for non-VAT transactions, has the code 480. An out-of-scope credit note that is used for reversals unrelated to VAT has a code 81. This granularity matters. Not only does it ensure correct tax reporting, but it also tells the Peppol how to route the invoice. If you're still confused about which fields are mandatory or want to know more, download our free PINT-AE compliance PDF from the link down below. Whether you're building an ERP plugin or working with compliance consultant, PINT-AE is here to help you out. To avoid VAT penalties with structured and validated invoices. It also cuts down manual invoice matching and credit note errors. It helps you integrate faster with SAP or Oracle or anything else. Comply with UAE's move towards real-time invoice clearance. In short, it turns invoice chaos into invoice control. As you can tell, the UAE is building a connected compliance network, and PINT-AE is the format at the heart of it. For developer, it means you can build once and plug into a growing ecosystem. For finance and tax teams, it means smoother orders, fewer surprises, and invoices that actually talk to your systems and to the FTAs. And for everyone, it means less time chasing paperwork, more time focused on running your businesses. And with compliance, you won't be left scrambling. You will be able to tackle this with 100% e-invoicing confidence.